Hey guys, JP here. Thanks for joining me on this Friday afternoon. And, welcome to Body Bags week number 6. First of all, I want to apologize for being kind of MIA lately in the comments section and just, being active on YouTube in general. I'm pretty busy right now, but things are starting to clear up a bit, so I'll probably be more active very soon on YouTube. And sorry for not answering back to the comments on my videos on body bags. I do read them. I just have been completely slacking and completely bad about replying back to people, so I apologize. Anyway, we are currently on our theme month for the whole month of October. Every week a different theme, and we are currently on the second theme, which is zombies. So the zombie film I decided to watch and review for this week, week number 6, is World War Z from the year 2013 with a tagline of Remember Philly. This is a big budget, $190 million estimated film, and it looks like one. All the standard things you see in big budget Hollywood films, very polished, is in this film. Let's go into the plot a bit. We have Brad Pitt, who is a former United Nations investigator, and he is now a family man. He wanted to quit that job because he was, away from his family too much. He has a wife and 2 daughters, young daughters. One day they are driving in the crowded streets of Philadelphia, and there's a zombie outbreak. People start running, explosions, infected are everywhere. He escapes, through the streets and into the apartment complexes. He eventually gets a hold of somebody who's important and gets himself out of there because he has connections from his former job as the United Nations investigator. He ends up on an aircraft carrier where everything is pretty much, happening. Whatever's happening is, going through there. They're trying to figure out what this whole thing is, trying to figure out how to stop it, trying to figure out, what's the next step. He is kind of, you get the sense that he's like the hero type of character in, like you would see in most action films, where he was very, very good at his former job because the hero guy was always the best, and you get the sense that he was the best at whatever he was doing. So they pretty much pull him out of retirement. You got to go back in, and you got to go with this scientist guy because he's the one that's going to find the cure to this thing, and he's going to save the world, and you're going to be there to help him. Things don't go as planned. He does, decide to leave his family and go try to, save the world, basically. And things don't go as planned. Anyway, it just ends up him just moving from place to place, following more clues and leads to where this zombie virus originated, where how to stop it and all that. And that's basically where I'll leave the story off. Pretty typical zombie story. They do have, when this film was announced, and throughout all the production, I remember hearing lots of things about how this film had a troubled production, and it was taking a while, and just a lot of difficult things happening. So I really wasn't too excited for this one. I mean, the concept right away, you think of them making a huge big budget zombie film with based off of the book that Max Brooks wrote, which I've not read. Um, Sounds great, right? But it once Hollywood gets a hold of these things and turns it PG-13, and does the whole polished off Hollywood thing, doesn't sound so great anymore. Um, so I really wasn't looking forward to this one, and especially after I seen the trailer and I seen the zombie wall thing, and I was like, "Are you serious?" That just looks so awful to me. But it kind of fits with the style of movie that this is. So I didn't hate the zombie wall thing so much. Lots of CGI in this one. You kind of expect that. Um, I really, you know, there was parts in the film that shine, and I was like, that's cool for the zombie genre. That's something that I've necessarily not seen before. I like that there's one point in time where he wraps magazines around his hand, around his forearm, so that you can't bite through them. And that is probably the number one plot hole in all zombie films, is the clothing that people wear and how they don't protect their bodies, which is the only way that they can get killed by the zombies, is if they eat them. And everybody's wearing short shirts with very thin shirts instead of like chainmail or something, or leather jackets, anything besides rags, which is basically what everybody's wearing in zombie movies. There's a great scene early on where people are looting, and I really like that scene. It seemed to work really well. Um, there's also some stuff that we've seen before in zombie films, and that's definite you know cliched type of zombie stuff that we're seeing here. But you expect that. I mean, zombie films have been around for a while, and there's so many of them. um I didn't really hate this one at all. I kind of liked it for what it was. It was definitely what I was expecting, I guess. As like, it didn't really show me anything that I wasn't expecting. It was a little bit better than I initially thought it was going to be, but it really didn't show me too much that really stuck out. I do kind of like the cure. It makes sense, it's kind of interesting. I really didn't like. I didn't like how much of an action film it was, though. It really bothered me. It's like there's so many scenes of like the hero guy narrowly escaping death. It just felt like way too much of a typical action film. And me personally, I don't think action and horror mixes very well at all. I think comedy and horror kind of mix sometimes, sci-fi horror, but not action. It's just not my thing. I really don't like the action horror mix. And yeah, this one's no exception. I just, the action stuff, I can live without it. And also, there's not enough horror. It's not enough of a horror film. Um, Obviously not a whole lot of gore, even though this is the unrated version. Because it was PG-13, and that just bothers me. It's like, why make a PG? I know why, because it makes money. You get more people to be able to go see it because people are taking their kids and stuff. I say take your kids to R rated movies, and yeah, just do that. So yeah, World War Z. It was made well. Of course, it was made well. It's $190 million film. Um, I'd probably give this film a 7 out of 10. This is a kind of a long-winded ramble here, but it's not. It's pretty fun. It was all right for $10. So World War Z, Blu-ray, Brad Pitt, 7 out of 10. Check it out if you feel like it, and I'll see you guys next week for the next theme, which I believe is ghosts. So see you then.